Thank you for volunteering to be a part of your local community hub. We're really hoping that together we can make sure that the people in your community feel less lonely and less worried and are able to get the things that they need during this difficult time. While we're working through this difficult time, we need to be really aware that we are putting ourselves more at risk, both of contracting coronavirus and of passing it on. So we need everybody who volunteers with us to stick to these safer working practices. Make sure that you don't make physical contact with anybody and aim to be at least 2 metres away from anybody all of the time, whether that's people that you're working with or people that you're visiting. I know it can feel a little bit rude, but it is really, really important. Make sure you wash your hands or use hand sanitizer whenever you're entering your centre or leaving it, whenever you're doing a new visit or at the end of a visit, and definitely in between visiting different people. It's really important to make sure that you clean your hands, whether that's with soap and water or hand sanitizer, at all of these points. You need to think as though you are carrying the virus, whether you are or not. If you feel unwell in any way, please don't come into the centre. I know that we all really, really want to help, but by being desperate to help, we can actually make matters worse. Phone your centre, let them know you're not able to come in. And if you or anyone in your household have symptoms of coronavirus, if you have a high temperature or a continuous cough, make sure you all stay at home for 14 days. We're really aware that people volunteering with the hubs have various levels of experience of safeguarding. To some of you, this stuff might be second nature. To some of you, it might be entirely new. So we're going to go through some basics. First of all, it goes without saying that we treat everybody with dignity and respect, whether that's people that you're working with on a team or people that you're visiting or phoning or even in a WhatsApp group. We want to treat everybody like they really, really matter. Always wear your ID badge when you're working on behalf of your hub. It's really important that people know who you are and they know that you're trusted and they know that you are from a trusted place. And only take on duties that are appropriate for your role. Different people will have been approved to different levels depending on references and DBS checks and all of that kind of thing. So please only do the jobs that you're asked to do, that your centre knows that you are doing. And if you are at any point asked to do something that you don't feel comfortable with, just say so. Let your centre know and they'll give that task to someone else. If you're visiting a person's home, whether that's to drop off some shopping or to knock on and check on them, it's really important that we keep these things in mind. We never ever enter someone's home, both for their safety and for yours. And don't accept cash at the door. We don't want people to not be sure whether we're ripping them off or not. We need to make it really, really clear that we are a trusted organisation. It may be that on the odd occasion someone might ask you to get something, and if that's for under a fiver and you feel comfortable doing that, that's okay. But do make sure that you get the item first and then accept the money from them when you're giving them what it is that you've bought for them and when you're showing them the receipt. If you don't have the funds to be able to do that and someone makes that kind of request for you, like they want a newspaper or something, and you want to do that for them, do come to your Hope Centre, get some petty cash, make the purchase and then pass it on to the person that has asked for it. We don't provide tobacco or alcohol or facilitate gambling. That means we're not buying people lottery tickets, we're not buying them scratch cards. If that's really important to them, they're going to have to find another way to do that. It may be, as we're doing this work, that we'll come across behaviour or conversations that concern us, that make us worried about someone's safety or well-being. If you hear or witness something during a visit that makes you concerned about someone's safety, you must report that to the Centre Safeguarding Lead. They'll know what to do, they'll know what to pass on, and they can support you through that. And if you're not sure, just pass it on. It's not your responsibility to be able to make that call, it's theirs. If someone begins to tell you something that you feel you will be obliged to pass on, it's best if you can let them know really early in the conversation that that's the situation. They may feel that they can completely trust you and tell you anything, and that you're not going to pass that information on. So it's important to be honest with them and let them know as soon as possible. That being said, if someone says something or you see something that you feel like you need to pass on for their safety, and you didn't manage to bring that up in the conversation, whether that's because you forgot or because you were scared, that's okay. Still pass it on to the Hub Safeguarding Lead. Never promise complete confidentiality to people, whether that's in a WhatsApp group, on the phone, at the door. It is important that we respect the privacy of the people that we're working with, that we don't gossip about them, we don't tell our friends about what they've been saying or any of that. But it is important that we feel like we are able to pass on important concerns when we need to, and that you can share information about your visits that are important for us to be able to provide the right kind of support for the people that you're working with. If you feel like someone's in immediate danger, don't get caught up in all of this policy. Remember that you are a real member of the public. Phone 999, report it as you would any other day. Get yourself to a safe place first, and then let your hub know what's happened. Thanks for watching this video. You might be wondering what happens next. If you haven't already, the next thing for you to do is to fill in the application form and to fill in the self-declaration form that just helps us to have all of your contact details, helps us to be able to ask for references if we need to, and to have an idea of the sort of work that you would be appropriate for. After that, if you could read through the policies that we've sent you, which is just a more thorough version of what you've just heard, that would be great, so you know precisely what you're doing. And then just wait for us to get in touch. Thanks for being available to help.